Modern Mahjong's Learn the Term series is back, and today we're discussing what happens when a player discards a tile, but they call it by the wrong name. Sometimes you hear that as miscalled or misnamed tiles. Remember, Mahjong is a looking and listening game. If a player misnames a tile, they need to correctly name the tile. The other players can let them know, no, that's not a 2-dot, and then they could say, oh yeah, 2 crack. The player is not permitted to replace the tile with the one they have, even if they have that in hand. Rules at tournaments may differ, so check with your tournament director. If a player calls Mahjong on the misnamed tile, the discarder pays 4 times the value of the hand. They pay for the whole table. The other players don't pay. If player B calls Mahjong on the actual tile thrown, and player C called Mahjong on the named tile that was incorrectly named, player B that called the actual tile gets Mahjong. Let's break it down. The updated Mahjong Made Easy 2024 provides a tile cannot be claimed until correctly named. The correctly named tile may then be called for an exposure. If an exposure is made with the incorrectly named tile, the hand is dead. If Mahjong is called with the incorrectly named tile, the game ceases and Miscaller pays claimant 4 times the value of the hand. Others do not pay. The 2018 National Mahjong League Bulletin addressed this issue. If I discarded a tile and misnamed it, may I take it back and throw the correctly named tile? The answer to this is no. A player may not take back a misnamed tile. Down is down. If the miscalled tile is called for Mahjong, the miscaller pays 4 times the value of the hand to the claimant. Others do not pay. If the miscalled tile is causing an invalid exposure, the calling player's hand is now dead, but there's no penalty to the discarder of the incorrectly named tile. If you haven't seen it yet, check out our best practices about this situation. This is why you should always first pick up a discard, place it on your rack, and then add exposures. Because that way you're looking for the discard that you thought you heard, and you could make sure it was the right tile. Moving on. What happens if a player calls a misnamed discarded tile for Mahjong, but another player calls the actual discard that's on the table? The 2020 bulletin addressed this. A tile was thrown and miscalled. 2 players call Mahjong. 1 player called it for the miscalled tile, misnamed tile. The other called it for the actual tile thrown. Who gets Mahjong? The player who wants the actual tile thrown gets Mahjong, and not the player who called the incorrectly named. Players need to both look and listen when tiles are discarded. We hope that this clears up some situations for you about miscalled or misnamed tiles. Do you have other questions? Ask us. You could post on Facebook or email us. Our visual companion guide for American Mahjong contains all of these rules and more, available on Amazon wherever you are, and you could save if you're in Canada or other countries by ordering from your country. We invite you to register for upcoming Zooms. If you play Canasta, on March 3rd, we're having a Zoom. It's our year anniversary since the publishing of Modern American Canasta, the complete guide. We're going to also be discussing special hands, rules, strategies, when to go for them, when to abandon them. Then on April 4th, join us for Barney Glacio's review of the 2024 Mahjong League card. A few weeks later, we're going to come back and do a recap. Donna and Dara, Modern Mahjong, are going to go over questions that have come up while playing on the new card. Thanks so much for joining us for this video. Join us and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and we invite you to check out our women-owned small business. We have beautiful gifts and accessories that are great for you and your friends. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day.